All right, so it's been a month since my last clapback. And that's because there's very little news to clap back to. Because the boxing media isn't reporting on anything these days. I wonder why. Has anybody else noticed this? Well, I actually did some digging and confirmed many members of the boxing media have been paid off by certain people and essentially muzzled. I mean, these are the facts. For example, 6 of Eddie Reynoso's fighters have tested positive for PEDS. The latest being Jaime Munguia 2 weeks ago. 6 fighters and nobody is questioning this? This doesn't seem suspicious or out of the ordinary to you? We just accept the explanation that everyone is eating tainted meat? Come on. Jesus Christ. Doesn't this warrant an investigation of Eddie's camps? I mean, look, I've known Jaime for over 10 years, and he always tested clean up until his last camp with Eddie and his fight in Riyadh. How is it ethical that you have 6 fighters testing dirty from the same camp and we don't have questions or consequences? Where's the boxing media? I mean, they crucified Ryan Garcia every fucking day for a full year over a tiny bit of Austrian. So why are they so quiet now? I don't know, man, but when something stinks, it's usually shit. I'm so disappointed, man, in the media, who I've treated like gold for 30 years. I didn't realize you guys could be bought that easily. Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate shit. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a fuck about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC with a roster of names I've never heard of is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo. He's fighting in Riyadh, and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere. Anytime he's told, because he doesn't give a fuck. All he cares is about the money. Doesn't give a fuck about the fans. About tradition, the Mexican weekend tradition. Oh, and Dana. What, now you're turning your back on the UFC? I mean, we all know you've been trying to get into boxing for years on your own and you couldn't do it. Remember Zuffa? Oh, but now that Daddy Turkey negotiated a big fight and he paid for it, you're seriously proud to be the trust fund kid presenting to be the face of this fight. I mean, this whole thing's a shit show. Aren't you embarrassed? I mean, it would be just like me promoting John Jones versus somebody else in the UFC. You guys would fucking destroy me for me walking into another sport and acting like I know the fuck I'm doing. I mean, insiders are aware the UFC's hundreds of millions of dollars in debt and in a bad spot. But that's no reason to switch sports and leave these MMA fighters hanging, Dana. And don't abandon the fans. They've been begging you for months now to make a great fight in the UFC. Oh, and don't even think of bringing your pathetic pay scale to boxing, because these fighters won't go for it. The boxing media is trying so hard to hype up TKO getting into the boxing space, but the truth is they have no fucking fighters. They have 0 fighters. TKO? More like TK no. Oh, and guess what? Nobody will ever put a muzzle on me. I'll always give you the facts and keep it real. And I've never been happier to trade calls with Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman, because guess what? We ain't going anywhere.
All right, make sure the microphone on. Yep, it's on. So, yeah, De La Hoya did a long, monologue or whatever, and he talked about a lot of things. I listened to it. I wanted to do it from the desk, to be honest with y'all, but I didn't have any time this morning. It's running a little bit late. Miles wanted to take all day to take a shit, so it really didn't matter. But yeah, let's get to it, man. So, he said some things. He called out Eddie Reynoso for having 6 fighters that pop time. He reveals that the media has been paid not to speak on it. And cool, it is what it is. I did a rant yesterday. I think I'm gonna put it on the Patreon. So by the time y'all see this video, or sometime Friday, I'm gonna post this on Friday. Y'all see it on the video on the Patreon if y'all missed it. A lot of hit dogs was hollering. I kept it a beam, but I'll tell you this. One thing that Bill brought to my attention is that these guys be buying bots. They buy bots. And they buy like fake views and all that stuff. And they buy people to fuck with your channel. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. And they suppress my views when I speak on Mexican. They suppress my views overall. But when I speak on Mexican fighters and I keep it a bean, y'all know I fuck with Jaime, but I gotta keep it a bean about this, and they do suppress your views. And of course, it's content creators that's taking money not to say nothing. And I told y'all yesterday, if y'all caught that live stream I did on Thursday, I'm gonna put it on the Patreon, I believe. I didn't miss any words. I told y'all what it is, man. Everybody is so, like I told y'all, the test of telling if a person is good is not when you in good times, and when it's easy to make the right decision when you doing good. It's easy to do that. The question is, when you down on your knuckles, can you still, believe in the plan that God got for you? And can you still walk the righteous paths in times of turmoil and times of poverty? That's the question. It's easy to do the right thing when you up. It's easy to step over 1 million people, and step over 1 million people and fuck over 1,000 people. And then when you get to you want to do some good to outweigh the bad. Come on, man. It's easy to do that. Keep telling y'all that. So, a lot of them that sold they soul. And these same people that talk about the rappers selling their soul and the actors selling their soul, a lot of these media members sold their soul, man. But guess what? A lot of them never cared about the integrity of sport. A lot of these dudes was like Negro fight fan. He just found the niche. He found the niche. He don't really know nothing about the sport. You know what I'm saying? Nigga just found the niche. You know what I'm saying? Like guys like me, I really care about the sport, man. I grew up watching the sport. Legitimately, I grew up watching this shit. You know, I grew up 10 toes down in this shit, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. That's how I know so much. And then stuff that I didn't know, I went out and learned it. I went out and watched the old fights. That's why I always can kind of, you know what I'm saying, go back in history. You know, I can go back in the Rolodex in my memory, the memory Rolodex, and know things. But it doesn't surprise me. They pay people to stop your views. And when I go live or some shit like that, bro, because I don't really check the comment section, you know, as much as I should. When I get some downtime, where it's mostly at work, because I always got to do something. I'm like, y'all got to stay hustling. And I get some downtime and shit. You know, I go through the comment section, holler at y'all for a minute. Most of the times, that's why I need to go live more. We can have that more intimate live. I try to get to everybody question on live, whether you pay or you don't pay. You know, super chat or cash app, whatever. I try to get to y'all, man. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what it is. And y'all be wondering if it's a conspiracy. I used to think it was conspiracy talk about, you know, guys being shadow banned and them, you know, getting bots and shit. But Kwame Brown and Bill Haney, they kind of, you know, put me hip, like, you know, listening to them and, you know, seeing proof from them. And shout out to Bill. But it is what it is, man. I mean, I ain't got no hard feelings about it, bro. I really don't. I know I'm doing. If they trying to stop me, bro, for speaking the truth and speaking the way I do, cool. And I understand, you know, the people don't like the truth. You know, when you go on the internet, the people don't like the truth. You know, they always put that jacket on women if they don't like the truth. Most men don't like the harsh reality of it. But you can tell in the boxing space, most people don't like the harsh reality. When I keep it a being on Crawford and Canelo, you know, I'm a Crawford hater. It don't bother me because I'm not speaking from a place of emotion or a place of logic, being illogical, or I'm not speaking of a space of hatred. You know, even though some of these fighters and did some whole ass shit, I ain't speaking from that place, bro. I keep it a being. But yeah, nobody's speaking up about it. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all that they paying people and they suppressing it and all that type of stuff. And you know, the sanction belt bodies probably got a bag. Turkey got a bag. And I told y'all these niggas don't stand on nothing. Anybody that put the money before everything, before God, before their wife, before their children, before things they care about, before their principles, you know, fuck them. And I went in on Turkey yesterday, and I told y'all from the beginning, bro. They don't care. He don't care if he work with racists, cheats. It's all about buying the sport and moving it to Saudi Arabia. They don't fuck about y'all niggas, man. Y'all fighters all dumb. But hopefully y'all get y'all money and get out. Then he talked about Canelo and Crawford. Now, this may be live stream worthy. All this may be live stream worthy. I might do a Saturday morning. You know. But all this may be live stream worthy. So he basically said a lot of things I didn't know about Canelo and Crawford. And I'm gonna talk about Shakur Stevenson. Somebody, I don't know who the guy was. I don't know. I think he might have been the owner of Zeffner Boxing. I think Williams and Zepeda got a partnership with Golden Boy Zeffner. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's who he might have been. We'll talk about that shit next. But he went on to say that fight gonna be in the middle of the day to accommodate UFC Lochas Nochas fighting at nighttime. So Canelo Crawford is gonna be on probably about the time it will be on in Saudi Arabia. I don't know, but he says it's gonna be on. It's not even gonna be prime time. It's gonna be on 5, 6. Not only will it not be on a Saturday night, right? It's gonna be on 5 or 6 o'clock. I'm just guesstimating, right? In the afternoon. Now, as far as the fight, you know, his comments about Madrimov and not being there. Oh man, I hate people just come with that narrative. Your fighter didn't beat Madrimov. Verge Ortiz didn't. And I'm gonna prove it on the Patreon. He didn't beat him. And one thing you know about people, they don't score the fight on a point system. So when we having these debates about who won or lost, don't argue with these niggas, man, because they don't score on the point system. I just think that they don't score it on the point system. I'm telling you, I done had these conversations with these, and And I'm like, well, on the point system, well, I just scored. No, they not scoring on the point system. I'm telling you, they not scoring on a point system. So you having a rational argument with an illogical debater, you arguer, you know. So they ain't scoring on the point system. Every time he hit Madrimov with 1 or 2 shots, he hurt that man. I say that. Every time he put shots together, he hurt Madrimov. He hurt him. He hurt him. Every time he put shots together, he hurt him. So Oscar, your fighter didn't even beat him. So, he wasn't even pushing the dog. Crawford was putting shots together and was hurting that man. You know, on Verge Ortiz, he started closing the gap on Verge Ortiz. Crawford, he never tried to close that gap on. You know, and that's why I say I know people, they make blanket statements and they don't even watch boxing. And that's why I just don't take people's opinion, because they don't be watching that shit. They just feed off what other people say and make blanket statements. That's just my opinion. But for that to be on the middle of the day to accommodate a UFC card, which I don't know who's fighting on them, I mean, hey, it is what it is. You know, shit, what else more can I say? But so that won't even be a primetime fight on Saturday. It won't be a primetime fight on Friday. You know, but Netflix giving it the boost, so be it. So what you doing is you have boxing take a back seat of UFC on a Friday. UFC can't fight on a Saturday? So for the most part, if that fight gonna come on, I'm just guesstimating. If that fight gonna come, maybe he's talking about midday Vegas time. So maybe it's come on 6 o'clock Vegas, 9 o'clock our time, Eastern Standard Time. But if he's talking about it's gonna be 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in Vegas, and then where it's gonna be at? Is it still gonna be at Allegiant Stadium? And that's another thing. If they fight in the middle of the day in Vegas, boy, it's gonna be hot than a motherfucker. If they fighting 3 or 4 o'clock in Vegas, dog, if they fighting outside, is Vegas? I think they might have got a retractable roof. So they might be straight. They might have a retractable roof at it might be a dome. But boy, I mean, it is what it is, man. So they sabotaging, and don't forget, they sabotaged Crawford Spence with a UFC card. You know what I'm saying? They sabotaged that shit. You know, then he talked about Dana White. I really don't care. Talking about he a trust fund baby. So is Eddie Hearn, my ninja. I don't really care nothing about Dana White promoting this fight. Oh, he never did this, you know, whoever. Me and Eddie got on the phone with Al, and we ain't going nowhere. Man, we don't believe you. Y'all on y'all knuckles. You was sucking off turkey just like the rest of them. You ain't going, y'all ain't working together. Remember PBC and Top Rank is gonna work together? You know what I'm saying? Remember they said that shit? We ain't seen it. We ain't seen it. So all that, we gonna do this. Y'all should have did it 10 years. Y'all have Nathan left. Top Rank has really nothing left. PBC has nothing left. De La Hoya has nothing left. So you can, all you want. Y'all got Nathan left. So it doesn't really even matter. Y'all have nothing left, man. So who really cares, man? So, but you know, it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch. Check out the Free Game 89 channel. Check out the Marcy Sports Talk, my Detroit channel. All them links inside the link tree, or they in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere. Peace.